If you are trying to start a grocery delivery business this year, you got to have a certain foundation. It's not just about delivering groceries, but it's more than that. It's about making sure that you're taking care of customers, but also taking care of the routes that you actually go through to make sure you have some kind of timeliness, okay? Because groceries, if the customer is expecting a timely delivery and you're late, this could be a little problematic for you. So here's an overview here. If you think about grocery delivery, I want you to think about a multi-billion dollar industry, okay? And that industry is growing by 25% on average every single year. People have to eat. And the thing is that during COVID, it was really crazy that all of a sudden nobody was able to go to a supermarket, and those grocery delivery businesses were making money like crazy, okay? Because the opportunity was there. Now, guess what? Post COVID, the opportunity is still there because people got in the habit of just being home and having their food delivered. I mean, at least their groceries delivered to them. So nobody, I mean, nowadays, if people have a choice of going to a supermarket and doing the shopping themselves versus having a third party do the shopping for them, they'll rather just go for the latter option. Okay, so the market potential is there. You have a rapid growth that's expected in online grocery delivery with ample opportunities for small businesses. So your grocery delivery business could actually see a 20 to 35% growth in terms of revenue every single year. So in terms of business models, you can choose the options that works for you because options range from gig services and partnering with the local stores or wholesalers to connecting with farmers and offering personal shopper services. It depends on how strong you want to go, how big you want to go. In terms of key strategies, success will hinge upon product quality, superior customer service, efficient delivery, but also strategic marketing. You just need to make sure that you have the right foundation in terms of operational setup, but also the legal setup, okay, the structure of the business. Because basically, when it comes to grocery delivery, you are speaking about food, and food is highly regulated. So you have to make sure that you comply with the laws in your state, but also at the federal level. So, if you want to start a grocery delivery business this year, here are the steps I want you to really follow. Okay. The first thing you want to do here is to join a gig service. I mean, why should you reinvent the wheel? I mean, if there is a business model that has proven successful in the past, you can just copy and paste. That's all. Okay. So, join a gig service. And the simplest option is to sign up with a grocery delivery app like Instacart, DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats, or whatever the local equivalent is in your state or country, okay? Because this has the advantage of being quick and easy to do if you don't have startup funds. Like I said, while you're trying to reinvent the wheel, you can just join. You can use the wheel that's already working. All you need is a mobile app and some kind of vehicle, but earnings can be limited, especially if you are depending on tips. And most of the upside goes to the app. Okay, it could be a good way to get on the ground sense of the target market. Though you can see what works, what doesn't work, and what kind of cyclicality you have. In other words, what are the ups and downs in terms of supply and demand, but also timing. Next, you want to partner with a local grocery store. So, if you are trying to really start a grocery delivery business this year, you can partner with a local grocery store. So, partner with a local grocery store has the potential to create a rewarding relationship for you. Okay, let's say a mutually beneficial relationship. The store owner has the supplier connection. They have the supplier connections, the inventory, and the knowledge of what works in the local market. You could provide a delivery service that brings in new customers and increases their turnover while building a good small business for yourself. You could actually kickstart this partnership with some simple marketing tools like in-store flyers and posters. And that works really really fast too. So think carefully about how order management would work. This is a business that doesn't necessarily need to be online, which could save a fortune in app development and fees to faraway third parties. So think about the demographics of your target audience. The demographics is important here. So, for example, many older customers don't want or cannot afford the latest phones with fancy apps. So, providing a simple phone based ordering system could fill a real gap in the market while providing a customer experience with the personal human touch that many people crave. So, just be strategic here. Next, you want to deal directly with a wholesaler or fresh produce market. So, if you want to start a grocery delivery business, you can talk directly to a wholesaler or a fresh produce market. And so, working with a wholesaler or market is another good option that can give you, let's say, access to a huge range of products at competitive prices. That's if you are trying to really make money, not only at the grocery level, you want to have markup at the grocery level, but also at the delivery level. This could mean that you are able to offer your customers better deals, fresher produce, and a more diverse range of items that than they might find in a regular store. So you want to start by pinpointing which wholesalers or markets align your business values and customer needs. So you got to ask yourself a few foundational questions. Let me ask you, are you aiming to deliver organic produce, bulk pantry items, ethnic foods that are hard to come by? Once you have nailed down your niche, approach wholesalers with a clear proposal. Show them how your delivery service can bridge the gap between their bulk offerings and customers craving convenience, right? It's all about you adding value. If you can really do a good job at explaining that, then you would have won the contract you're looking for. So ordering from wholesalers typically means buying in larger quantities, so you will need a plan for storage and inventory management. And this might require renting space or managing a rotating stock to keep everything fresh. The financial side will be crucial here too, though. Since you are buying in bulk and likely at lower prices, you will need to work out pricing that covers your cost, remains attractive to customers, and still turns a profit. So it's really a balancing act. But if you get it right and you are on your way to a thriving delivery service that stands out with quality and also a value. Next, you want to connect to farmers. So this is a great opportunity also when it comes to cash inflows and cash outflows. So hooking up with local farmers can really plant the seeds for a flourishing grocery delivery business that's all about fresh, local, and sustainable. Imagine delivering the kind of produce that hasn't spent days in transit, still has the morning dew on it, and supports the local economy. So this kind of partnership could give your business a green edge that's both eco-friendly and consumer pleasing. So get to know the farmers in your area and find out who's open to partnering for a delivery service. They might be selling the freshest fruits and veggies, dairy, eggs, and even meats, but not getting the reach they want. So your delivery service can be the link that gets their farm fresh goods into the kitchens of more locals. Okay, so that's really good. Now, one thing I need to remind you is that when you pitch your idea to farmers, emphasize the mutual perks. You'll be getting the food stuff straight from the source, and they'll get their products to a wider audience without having to manage deliveries themselves. Plus, your customers will love knowing that their groceries are coming from just down the road. It's a wholesome story that sells itself. Next, you want to work directly with customers. So, if you are trying to start a grocery delivery business this year, think about working directly with customers. Okay. For a personal touch, consider offering services as a personal grocery shopper or concierge. And the cool thing is that this model actually is more about delivery, about efficiency than just delivering groceries. It's also about curating shopping experiences tailored to each customer, right? So whether it's tracking down specialty items, ensuring that the avocados are, let's say, perfectly ripe, or even coordinating with other local services for a one-stop delivery, your attention to detail could actually set you apart. So that's really good from a flexibility point of view. And this hands-on approach may appeal to customers who are looking for something a bit more bespoke than the standard grocery delivery. So think busy professionals, individuals with specific dietary needs, or folks who simply value their time too much to spend it wandering up and down store aisles with a shopping list. Okay, so that's really cool. Now, one thing I want to say here is that to make this work, you have to be willing to adjust your schedule at short notice and be on the ball with your communication skills. Maybe getting a text or calls about last minute dinner party needs or particular preferences. You will become a trusted part of your customers' routines, the go to person when they need to make sure everything is just right. And your pricing strategy here needs to reflect the premium service you are offering. While you won't need to have a massive marketing budget. Word of mouth will likely be your best friend. You will need to ensure actually your time and efforts are well compensated. So building solid relationships with customers and consistently exceeding their expectations is actually key to making this personal approach more profitable. So that's something to really think about. So as you can see, there is no shortage of ideas. You just need to choose the model that's best for you. So consider your existing knowledge, skills, and preferences, how much you have available to invest, whether you want to employ other people, and the demographics and culture of your town, city, neighborhood, or other local area. So, what are the pro tips here? If you want to start a grocery delivery business this year, you have to really pay attention to product quality. You have to pay attention to customer service. Pay attention to personalized experience. That's important. Pay attention to marketing. Okay. You have to pay attention to business planning, the administration part of things being, let's say, solidified, and also think about whether or not this is a suitable business model for you. Let me explain a little further. When I say product quality, you want to build relationships with great suppliers who understand that you will not accept anything less than the best. So if you are sourcing from farmers or wholesalers, make regular visits to check on quality and freshness. Your customers trust you to bring them to bring the market's best to their doorsteps. So make sure you are just doing that. And if your suppliers also feel they are benefiting from doing business with you, they are more likely to alert you when there is something special on offer. You have to treat your produce tenderly. So cooler boxes, padding, delays, you want to invest in whatever it takes to handle your products with the greatest possible care. So you'll be the last person to handle them before they reach the customer's doorstep. So the quality is on you, really. You also have customer service. So your customer service can make or break your business. Be there for your customers, always ready to listen and respond. So whether it's through a friendly chat on the phone or a quick resolution of an issue, show them that you value their business, okay? So what happens here is that if you make a mistake, and let's face it, everybody does, own up to it and make it right. Sometimes how you handle a slip up can leave a more lasting impression than the slip up itself. So as you grow, keep talking to your customers and listening to what they say. I mean, they are the best source of info on how your business is doing and what you could do better. Maybe they would appreciate a wider range of delivery times, or they're looking for new grocery items. So these insights can guide your growth and help you and your partners adapt to changing needs. Think about the personalized experience. So get to know your customers, not their whole story, their whole life story, unless they want to share and they want to share with you and you really want to know, okay, but what they like and what they need. Use this knowledge to tailor their shopping experience, and you want to suggest new products they might like or remind them when it's time to restock on their regular items. So a little personalization goes a long way and shows your customers that they're not just another order number for you. So think about that. You also want to think about marketing this year. So marketing is going to be quite essential. Use social media, local advertising, and word of mouth to tell your story and share customer testimonials, behind the scene behind the scenes glimpses of your operations and highlight special products. Okay, the bottom line is you want to build a brand that feels like a neighbor. That's what you want actually, not just a delivery service. Okay, you also want to write your business plan. So when it comes to business planning, you got to be really strategic here. And so that just means what? It means that you have to research your market. You have to choose your financial model. I mean, in terms of financial model, you can have subscription models that promise steady income, while on-demand services offer flexibility. You also got to think about the markups that you will add and whether or not you will charge a delivery fee and how much if you were to go that route. And also, when it comes to starting a delivery business, just remember that you have to plan somewhere from a few $100s to 20,000, 20,000 to 25,000. So that's actually the startup capital to really plan. You also need to get your admin set up. That's important. So I'm talking here about your business structure, right? So you have to choose whether you want to go with a sole proprietorship, partnership, an LLC, or corporation. My goal is it's always clear that you want to go for an LLC or a corporation or even a partnership. You do not want to have a sole proprietorship because you are trying to separate the business from your personal affairs. Okay, that's really important. Also, you got to think about legal and financial must-haves. In other words, think about tax registration. Like you got to have an EIN, and you get this through the IRS, an employer identification number. You get it through the IRS, and think about having a business bank account. So go to your bank where you currently have a personal account and get a business checking account there as well. Think about insurance. I mean, when it comes to grocery, you are looking at food, and food is highly regulated. So make sure you have things like general liability, commercial auto, cargo, and workers' compensation insurance, depending on your operations specifics. And also think about licenses and permits. Okay, you want to ensure that you are complying with local regulations by obtaining the necessary paperwork to legally operate. Okay, so that's important. Think also about making sure that you are getting visible, and if it's possible to have referral programs, why not? Why not? I mean, you can also think about having solid local partnerships to ensure that you come out on top. So, what are the pros and cons of starting a grocery delivery service this year? In terms of pros, let's first talk about the pros, and then I'll talk about the cons. So, when you think about the pros, you have a low cost of entries. Okay, low cost of entry. That's really important to remember, because there is not much that you have to purchase to operate a grocery delivery business. It's easy to get started without putting on a lot, putting a lot on the line. This allows you to do a lot of stuff. You can enter or exit the business at your discretion without a lot of upfront concern or investment. Okay. You also have a high market demand. So especially during COVID, I mean, after COVID, okay, the need for on-demand delivery services has spiked big time in both cities and suburbs alike. So this gives small businesses a chance to heavily capitalize on the opportunity and quickly gain a large consumer base without a lot of efforts. So you also have a straightforward business model. So basically, unlike other businesses, there are not a lot of complexities attached to delivering groceries to households. It is as simple as it gets, which means that there is relatively less to learn to get a boatload of loyal customers under your belt within a short period of time. So that's actually the top three advantages that you can really think about this year. On the flip side, you have a market that has seen a lot of competition because, hey, listen, during COVID, people were home, and a lot of entrepreneurs saw the opportunity there. So you have high competition, thin profit margin, and a heavy workload. So heavy competition in terms of given the low cost of entry, there is a great chance of encountering a high number of competitors looking to have a piece of the pie. So in such a fiercely competitive atmosphere, many business owners get discouraged and bail out on they bail on the industry altogether. You have thin profit margins. So unless you get the products that you deliver from a grocery wholesaler, The profit margins are very thin, given the simple nature of the industry. And these thin margins really push the patience of most business owners and make the business option unviable for many that enter it. And you also have a heavy workload. So to fulfill customer orders, you not only need to be very punctual and responsible in your dealing with them, but also have to take care of any aspects that may cause customer dissatisfaction. Okay. And if you think about it, the job also is physically demanding and requires you to be on top of your physical health to actually be efficient. So, in conclusion, to this conversation, I explained to you how to start a grocery delivery business. I gave you the overview, the steps, the pro tips, and the conclusion. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.